Hey man, God bless you. We tried this new feature out for TikTok where you have to do your recording if you want to do more than 10 minutes, or less than over videos more than 3 minutes, but up to 10 minutes. Then you need to record it separately and then upload it. So we're going to try to see if that works. All right. We left off at James chapter 1, James chapter 2, Now we're in James chapter 3. Subtitle is Taming the Tongue. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in words, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ship, which though they be so great, they are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm or rudder, whatsoever the governor listeth, or the captain, or the helmsman. Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindles. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defiles the whole body. It setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. That's deep, ain't it? Meaning, look how powerful the tongue is, and the words are coming out of our mouth. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed and has been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. Look at it, can't tame it. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. And we do that, right? That's what I'm talking about. When we talked about the people who have done such bad things for the Spanish Inquisition, the slave trade, the Jim Crow laws, the lynching, and all that other stuff, even though we try to come up with laws and sit there and say, well, I'm gonna write a law that said these human beings are less than, and then I'm gonna go ahead and torture them and rape them and everything else because we made a law. But the problem is that there's a law above that law, right? Just like when Germany tried to do the Holocaust, they said it was their laws to do it. They wrote a law so they could do it. And they were tried because they said there's a law greater than. And that's always got to be the case for us as men, is recognize there's a law greater than us. And there's a judgment based on what we do. So he's sitting there saying is that verse 9 again, therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. Is out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing? My brother, these things ought not to be. So you see what God is sitting there saying. In the scripture, the man inspired by God is saying we shouldn't be doing those things. And yet people do them. And I'm sitting there saying let's go by his will. His will is not all about this. I saw something earlier today talking about, well, we conquered something and we have the right, we have a divine right to do it. And you sit there and say, well, if you're following God, then you should know your divine rights. You should have hearing from God. And if you are a believer, then that means you hear from these scriptures. And these scriptures not tell you to do that. Not for a Christian. Now, and the fact is that you're a Gentile. See, you're not, some people sit there and think they, like the Hebrews, who also failed in the end because they didn't listen to God. Now you got some people sitting there as Gentiles, going to sit there and claim they get the same divine right. And end up doing the same thing. Sad, isn't it? Sad. Verse 11. Does a fountain send forth at the same place sweet and bitter water and bitter? Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, either a vine, figs? So can no fountain both yield salt, water, and fresh? Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness and wisdom. But if you have bitter envy, come on now, listen what the scriptures are saying. Come on now. But if you have bitter, and let me see, I read this. I don't want to get 13 again, because I was, my eyesight, well, 12, my eyesight was kind of like jacked up a little bit. Let's do 11 again. Does a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can the fig tree, or my brethren, bear olive berries, either vine, fig? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Who is a wise man? Subtitle, wisdom from above. Who is a wise man that endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his work with meekness and of wisdom. But if you have bitter envy and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envy and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruit, without partiality, look at that, and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. That's the point. That's the scriptures right there. And just remember, if you want to be part of this, or what the scriptures say, opposed to what people say in their flesh and what their ideas and you know, special thing that leads them to do bad things to people, come on to Christ. And you go to Romans 10:9 and 10. If you confess with your mouth the Lord Yeshua and believe in your heart that God is raised from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For the heart man believes in righteousness, and with mouth confession is made unto salvation. God bless you. Thanks for listening, and let's see if this recording works this time.